Hi, my name is Renee. I am currently an appliance use and care expert, and I am formerly an appliance repair technician, and today I'm going to be replacing the venting on my dryer. You can see the type of dryer venting I have is the semi-rigid type. This is the type I would recommend using at bare minimum, and I would not recommend using any venting that is plastic, PVC, or anything other than aluminum. So today I'll be replacing it with more semi-rigid aluminum venting. You should be either cleaning or replacing the venting on a vented dryer at least once a year to prevent dryer fires. And that's really important to pay attention to because according to a 2020 study, nearly 1/3 of all dryer fires are due to failure to clean. And we're not talking about just at the lint trap. My dryer's venting is definitely due to be replaced. Personally, I prefer to replace mine rather than clean it because it's a lot easier, and you can tell my dryer needs it. So you can see I'm starting to get some lint building up around the door here, which can affect the seal, and on the other side as well. I've also been noticing lint starting to build up around the edges, and that's because the lint that's getting past the filter is not being pushed out through the venting effectively. So we're going to fix that by replacing the venting. Step one before you do absolutely anything else is to unplug the dryer. I don't care if you think you're invincible or that this does not have anything to do with electricity. It's better to be safe than sorry, especially if you have an electric dryer that runs on 240 volts instead of 120. I know from experience, it doesn't feel good getting tickled by 240. Once the dryer is unplugged, I'm going to put on work gloves because both dryer parts and dryer venting can be very sharp. I'm also going to put on a mask because I really don't enjoy getting dryer lint up my nostrils and seeing black dryer lint in the tissues when I blow my nose later. Plus, this way I don't wind up sneezing or having an allergy attack, so masks work. Now, your dryer venting may be different, but my dryer venting is connected at the top up here and at the bottom at the back of the dryer using two clamps that look like this. So it's just a 1/4-inch Phillips head screw, and this clamps around the aluminum venting to hold it in place at the top and at the bottom. So we've got one at the top, one at the bottom. That's how we're going to take this off. And apparently I have to move my dryer over a little bit because it's not wide enough to fit my stepladder in here. I just kind of wiggle them over to the side. It works. All right. Here we go. You didn't think I'd leave you on the ground, did you? All right, so I'm going to loosen this. You can see as I loosen it, the clamp is getting looser. You usually only need to loosen it a little bit, and it should pop right off. We'll look more at that in a minute. Then we do the same thing back behind the dryer. And if you're wondering why I say to unplug it, this is why. The venting a lot of times is right next to the main power cord. So yes, there is a possibility of being electrocuted. All right, same thing down here. I fell backwards against the wall when I was coming out from behind the dryer and I squished it. So it didn't normally look like this, but here's what we got going on inside. Yeah, I'd say it's definitely time to replace it. It's also a good idea to check in here to make sure there's no lint in there as well. Part of the reason why I knew it was time to change my dryer's venting is because I saw some lint coming out from the end of that, so I know there's a little buildup in there. Yeah, there's a little on the end there, and there's definitely a little bit further down on the outside end. Thankfully, this elbow is very short, but I'm going to check the outside end later because it's dark outside right now. And I really don't feel like doing the outside half of things. But I'm also not running the dryer for at least a couple more days, so I don't have anything to worry about, really. This is another reason why we wear the work gloves. And that's about as much as I can get from this half of things. Now that I'm not dealing with dusty venting, I don't really feel the need to wear a mask. And we're going to attach the new vent. This is 8 feet of venting. It doesn't look that way because it's compressed right now. Not compressed as in crushed all the way through, just compressed like a slinky. So you can pull it to make it longer, and it will stay that length. But I like to keep it as short as possible for as long as possible because that makes it easier to work with. Get our minds out of the gutter. Can I use the clamps that came with my old venting? Sure, so long as they still clamp, it doesn't matter. But I'm gonna go with the new ones because I have them and I can. I like to attach the top half first because then it can just hang down and it's easier for me to attach the bottom half to my dryer, but depending on your setup, you might have a different preference. Either way is totally fine. So we take the venting, we make sure the clamp is loose enough to fit around the venting, and then we just put that around there. Sometimes you have to fold the little ends of it in, and it will want to fight you. But just make sure you let it know who's boss. It has to at least be past the part that they cut little slits in. And sometimes it just gets stuck because it's aluminum. This is another reason why I tell you to wear the work gloves, because sometimes you gotta be rough with it. Okay. Once you've done that, we're gonna fit that around the end. Make sure you put the screw of the clamp in a convenient place to reach it with the screwdriver, and make sure you know where the bottom of this piece is and that all sides are all the way around it so that it actually makes a good seal. Then we're going to take the screwdriver and tighten it, but gently. And then just make sure you pull on it a little so that it's definitely not going anywhere. Then we're going to take this and very gently stretch it down. And by gently, I just mean don't pop it off the top like that. And again, you attach the bottom the same way. I just didn't show any video of it because it was really frustrating. To the best of your ability, you want your dryer venting to be as short a route to outside as possible with as few bends as possible. That's why I've stretched out this venting to its maximum length. And when I push it back in, it won't even be so bad. Speaking of pushing it back in, make sure when you push your dryer back in, you don't crush the venting. Because if you do, that's automatically a dryer fire hazard. When replacing your dryer's venting, I would also definitely recommend pulling your lint filter out and getting in here with a lint brush, because if you start getting lint compacted on the sides or underneath where the lint filter sits, the lint filter won't sit flush anymore, and that can start getting caught on clothes and damage them very easily, in addition to damaging the lint filter and being a fire hazard overall. So empty the lint from your lint filter in between each cycle of laundry you do, and make sure to keep an eye out on what's going on underneath there as well.